Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over some pretty interesting information regarding what has just been talked about here regarding Scopely and Niantic, Scopely taking over. And then I have a more refined list of things that we would like to see change going forward when this new management does happen. But we do need to talk about something before we do get into those concerns that I know a lot of you do have as well. And if I miss any, feel free to put it down below, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start this off. I'm pretty sure you're all up to speed, but briefly in 30 seconds, Niantic is selling Pokemon Go as well as a few other of their games to a company called Scopely. A lot of people are like, oh, it's based out of another country. They have a home base here too, so it's not all like that. But let's go ahead and see what we have here. So GoHub has been a pretty reliable source as far as getting information straight from Niantic itself and kind of speaking through Niantic, through us, through GoHub, which is kind of, it's still information, but at the same time, why can't Niantic just put out their own kind of like help page, which they do have one, but it's really not too helpful a lot of times. It's more so just kind of regurgitating and kind of talking about the errors that they have made throughout the events that we paid lots of top dollars for here. So according to Mark, the Pokemon Go product team will continue to make all decisions on the operation and future of Pokemon Go. Okay, so let's see. Being a part of Scopely will not change our approach to serving trainers, and we will continue to deliver gameplay you all know and love. All right, so there's a few, I wouldn't say contradictions, but I can't just say, oh, we don't love the game, because there's people out there who love the game through the good times and through the bad, okay? There was a lot of things that we get frustrated and annoyed by, but at the end of the day, it's still in our game, or it's still on our phone, we're still playing it, and you can't pull out the excuse, well, I've gone too far now, I've put too much investment to go back, because you can go and stop it at any time, at any point. Nobody forced you to put money into the game, and I'm not trying to attack the individual trainers and people out here. I'm just saying realistically. So they're saying that this game is going to stay the same when they do acquire it. So let's just, does that give you hope? Does that make you feel better? Because a lot of people, I get it, there's a lot of memes, a lot of jokes online about how there's going to be a ton of in-game ads, and you're going to reach a catch limit, then you're going to have to pay to continue to catch more. Lowering the catch limit and all kinds of random different things that people are kind of concerned about, which, I get it, some of them are a joke, some of them are kind of serious, but who knows what we're going to see going forward. At the end of the day, have to completely be honest with you. It is a game. You are putting real money in it, and I've said this before, once you start putting real money into it, it's not a game anymore. I mean, it feels like it's not, okay? I'm just trying to be more sensible and not so hot-headed like I was before. And don't believe me, you're going to get the truth here. So what else do we have here? All right, there was just a tweet from Scopely. It was the old tweet that we already went over. It's basically just saying that they're going to be acquiring it. They can't wait to go for it. There's been a lot of things that they've said and other people have said around Pokemon Go that I feel like are just a bunch of word soup. I'm not going to believe any of this or most of it until I actually see several months, a year into them actually owning it, to see if we're going to actually see some horrible changes take place or some good changes, right? Positive, right? Let's be positive here. All right. So they say they're not going to do anything, but let's keep it real. There might be a few changes. Now, I also went over the fact that people kind of like to give Niantic staff, employees, programmers, whatever the case may be, a hard time, including myself. I am no exception, okay? I'm in that boat too, all right? But I've learned to understand a little bit more as time has gone on that more than likely a lot of these things that are going on within the game are not more so the incompetence of the employees, but more of a factor of their management not allowing them to continue and pursue programming and fixing current errors that we have in the game and moving forward with other projects to bring in more revenue, while these glitches in management's eyes, potentially, allegedly, maybe, okay, my own thoughts, are not worthy of being fixed or not game breaking enough for them to continue to focus time on that when they can have their top people working on the next project for them to bring in more revenue, okay? And that's putting it kindly, all right? I'm trying to be as professional as I can lately. You know, the days of me raging are not over, right? But let's go ahead and get into things that we would like to see when Scopely acquires it, or just in general, for freaking goodness sake, okay? Now, these are not in any particular order, so the one that I'm going to talk about first is not the main one, and there's a lot more out there. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop into this. I'm going to put up like a me going up against a Mega Swampert or something, and just for fun, you could take a look at that while I talk about this. Broken gyms. All right. So there's many different things to talk about when it comes down to broken gyms. One being, if you have ever experienced this recently, where you are, I don't know, let's just say on a bus, right? Or whatever the case, or you're a passenger in a car. You're not driving, or you're just simply walking by. Who knows? You tap on a gym and it says under construction, right? It's your color. It looks like you could probably drop, or maybe you're trying to do a raid, but it says gym is under construction. So a lot of times to fix this, you just kind of restart your app, but it could be a little bit annoying. So you do have that's been going on for whatever reason. I don't know why. They, you know, every kind of like new season, a new error pops up, you know, nail one nail in and then one pops out somewhere else, or, you know, fix one leak and then another leak starts popping up. That's what it seems like with Pokemon Go. All right, I had a Comatheta down. She was getting a little crazy. She heard the neighbor dog barking. So broken gyms. Also, when you're going up against raids, you can get kicked out right at the end. And I don't know, whenever we were doing the Unova tour, I got kicked out of several raids, and I didn't reply to Niantic to get my tickets back. And these were remote raids, so they're expensive. I was not able to rejoin, and I was not able to catch it, did not get my items. So I just lost out on all that money. So that would be great if they can fix those. And you have to remember too, that every game is going to have an error, especially when it's all kind of server based and you got a ton of people playing online, and you know the servers could be a little bit cluttery. Again, I'm not trying to, you know, give Niantic a pass here, but we have to think a little logically, right? Doesn't mean that these things should occur, especially the construction one. That's really annoying. Let's go ahead and move on. Broken gyms, we get the picture, right? I'm sure I could talk more about that. Broken PvP, okay. Player versus player. Wow, that's a big one. So it's not just broken, but there's cheating, okay? If you don't believe in cheating, if you don't believe in the algorithm, which the algorithm has been proven to be real. I mean, I don't give it that whole argument with it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of yes, it is, okay? That's as simple as that. It's really there. But aside the algorithm, aside from that, brokenness, lag, frame skipping, and the cheating too. All these little things are very frustrating, and over time you kind of just say, the hell, what am I doing here? All right, a lot of people in general, you know, most people who play Pokemon Go, for the most part, it's a very small majority of people who really are passionate about PvP. So you may just play it when you're bored, but for the rest of us who are extremely passionate, it gets super annoying, obviously. And you're going to have to keep on doing it because that's your jam, right? But for the other people who encounter a couple of errors day in and day out, they're like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't need a PvP ever again. If I don't really need to, I don't really need to worry about this. So fixing PvP, I think, is one of the biggest priorities because this game is seeming to start really revolving around it. And if they did kind of fix a lot of the errors that we're seeing and it ran smoothly and it was fun and they took out a lot of the cheating, you know, well, people can see your teams, or make it lag and freeze so they can take the win. If you ever experienced that, you're doing really well, the game is running smooth, and right about when you're about to take the win, the game just starts to lag. Could we chalk that up to the game freezing at one of the most inconvenient times? Absolutely. Can you chalk it up to people cheating? 1000%, because we have proof of it. Okay, it's not, again, that's another thing. It's not if, it's a matter of fact. Okay, so yeah, the PvP really needs to be fixed because they're pushing all these you know, Community Day Pokemon that are revolving around PvP, and it's just like the majority of people are just catching it and taking advantage of just getting a bunch of shinies and having fun for that day, and they'll never use it for the most part. So PvP, definitely probably one of the number ones on the priority list, to be honest with you. Wrongfully banned. All right. That's a big one too. Okay, so there's a lot of people who are out here getting wrongfully banned for simply, I don't know, literally working for Niantic, going out there, putting in points of interest so they can become Pokestops or gyms, and even part of the other games that Niantic does or did run, okay, which are still going to be run. It's just, again, the umbrella over Scopely is going to just be, you know, the owner now. But apparently we're going to have the same people running the games. So there is that. But wrongfully banned definitely needs to be worked out. And I feel like a lot of these are automatic and automated, and AI kind of involved, you know, with that, their learning machine. So that would be a good one, because it makes people really nervous about starting to actually just put out points of interest. But not only that, we're taking our time to do something that they should do for us. Although it is nice having our organic made by the trainers surroundings with these areas. Okay, so yeah, wrongfully being banned definitely needs to be fixed. More items in tickets. So we have been getting quite a few tickets lately, and it seems like they're becoming more expensive and with less items. Okay, and not only that, but a lot of the items and a lot of the things that they say are going to happen within these tickets and events are not happening, thus leading them to do makeup days, which is just more work for them at the end of the day. Could they be, I've heard this theory a couple of times, could they be intentionally screwing these things up just so they can make another makeup day, just so we can continue to play and they can get more login time? That's a little conspiratorial. That's too much even for me. Can I lean on it a little bit? I mean, I don't know about that one. It just makes them look bad, and it's just more work for them. I really highly doubt that they're doing, you know, screwing all of us over, making themselves look incompetent just so they can have a little bit more login time and then give us rewards, which is like asking Scrooge McDuck for $10. You know, you're gonna get, he's got a whole swimming pool full of gold coins. You can't even have freaking $5. Of course, that, you know, so I don't know about that. But more items and tickets, that'd be great. Just give us a little bit more bang for our buck. All right, don't separate several tickets within one event. Jam them into one. If it was $4.99 for each, instead of making it $10, make it like $7.99. Please the people. Please the people, right? I'm not out here trying to get a free handout. I buy everything in the game. Okay, so it's not looking for handouts here. I know a lot of you do gift me tickets, so there is that. I love you. I love you guys and gals. This is a big one here. Listening to feedback, okay? So when it comes to listening to feedback, you can't listen to everything, but it's good to take constructive criticism and consider a little change if enough people are voicing their opinion about it. I understand they got mad around the remote raids limit being implemented, as well as the increased price. As far as the remote raids being limited, I get where you're coming from. I don't agree, but I get where you're coming from. But when it comes to increasing the price to the price that they did, that's a little ridiculous. Increase it by, sure, 20 cents. They doubled the price, which is a little bit ridiculous. But listening to feedback is one of the most crucial things. Not only listening to feedback, but communication, okay? Listening to feedback and communication will dramatically change and shift the whole community's outlook on how we feel about this game and how we feel about, you know, how they treat certain situations, okay? And that'll make us so much happier. And I'm not talking about developer diaries. I don't want to sound too rude, but I don't care about your favorite Pokemon. I don't care about what community day you're hoping for next. That's not developer, I guess you can call it diaries. That's developer's thoughts. I want to know what you're doing, what's happening, how you feel. You can't leak too much information about what you're doing behind the scenes. Okay, great. Be vague about it, but at least tell us you're looking into it. You're thinking about it. We understand. We hear your concerns. Do a poll. See how many people say this and that. You know, be open with feedback. I mean, they have no clue, or maybe they do, how much the community's attitude would change if they just listened a little bit more. So feedback would be great. I would love to stay on these topics a little longer. I don't want to take all your day, right? Manage events better. Okay. That's a good one. You know, it's one of the worst things when you would travel, you buy your ticket, maybe you have a couple of kids, maybe you don't, whatever the case may be. You get an Airbnb, you get the, you know, the ticket to fly, and you're going out to eat, you know, and all these other little expenses, Uber and whatnot. And you get to the event and, you know, it's just kind of really laggy or screwed up, or some of the things that they said were going to happen did not happen, just because they forgot or whatever the case. Oop, forgot to turn on the backgrounds. Oop, forgot to turn on the shinies, right? Manage these events a little bit better. And I feel like I do like the jam-packed options that we do have with a lot of these mega events that they have going on, Univator, GoFest, but it's becoming a little bit much. And there's so much information over here. It's like walking into some crazy person's house and they have the spider web string of all the like conspiracy things with pictures, you know, they do in all movies, you know, those silly things. I feel like it's that. It's like, what am I looking at here? Okay, what am I looking at here? Condense it. Make it more simple, simplistic, okay? It's not like we're not smart enough to understand. It's just, when you have your average person looking at all this, it's just like, oh crap. But manage your events a little bit better, and you have all these makeup days probably because you're a little overwhelmed with your own crap that you're putting out your own self, right? So you have that. Again, this is the last one here, but leave some more down below. And I know I'm just barely scratching the surface. I just picked up a few here. Mythicals and Legendary pay ticket, IVs flat 13, 13, 13. I know this isn't really a big deal. It's just kind of a gripe, but really, if we're paying for a mythical or a legendary that we can only get a couple of, can we please get a flat 13, 13 IVs? Okay, but then again, we did see the leak for bottle caps, or at least raising IVs in the future. I don't know. A lot of you are leaving comments saying that they're going to cost money. Yeah. What do you think, they're going to give it to you for free? They might give you one to start off with, and like the Master Ball, was it Master Ball free when it started? I forgot. Have they given us a free Master Ball? I think they did. Anyways, point being, you're going to have to pay. And also, it would be great if we can get flat 13, 13, 13. So, yeah, you know, that's not a big issue. I've talked about it before. But, you know, that'd be great if we're paying, you know, a certain amount of money to get a particular Pokemon that we can only get a couple of ever. And then you get a crappy one and you're stuck with those IVs and you can't trade it. Can't trade that one. There you go, folks. Just wanted to let you know what's going on here. Give you a little bit of peace of mind. It's always good to be optimistic. Always good to speak openly about how you feel too. It's a game, but we spend a lot of time here, right? This is like a career for me, and some of you, a lot of you, this is just what you do on the weekend, you know, for fun. You have a group of people, maybe you play by yourself, maybe it's with your family, and you all just love this game in general because it's something you all can kind of immerse yourself in and have a great time doing, all right? And work together and, you know, have all that fun, right? Meet new people. I mean, people have met their significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends, best friends, you know, the list goes on. I mean, this game has made great memories, and I understand it's just so frustrating that we have something, it's like, it's this close to greatness. It's that close, you can touch the greatness. It's just about there, but it's just never enough. You're just never quite to that point of being just, I'm never going to say perfect, but just exactly how we would love to see it, right? And you can't get what you want all the time. I get it. We can't have exactly what we want, but we will love this game. Even if you're out here saying, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Hey, you know deep down in your heart, it's Pokemon. You want it to work. You want it to succeed. You like this game. And anybody who's saying it's dead, it's not. Okay, this game has more players on any given week than most AAA games nowadays. Okay, so online servers, that is. So let's just slow our rolls with that. And not going to say cross fingers because I don't believe in that. Just I'm going to say hopefully Scopely or whatever the case may be, the same teams that they're keeping can kind of redirect where this ship is going because I see a storm on the horizon. So let's probably not go that way. Okay. Anyways, folks, if you did enjoy this video, if you can give it a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.